guys, welcome back. It feels like it's been ages since I've actually sat down and filmed. This whole, the month of July was just a gong show. It had highs, it had lows, and I put out a poll on my community tab asking you guys what it was that you were most interested in seeing, and the winner was a Get Ready With Me update regarding life and the surgery that I'm going to be doing, all of that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to do today. So here we go. Let's just dive into it. So July 1st, which is Canada Day here in Canada land, I was on the couch after taking the kids out to the park in the morning. I'm just looking at my phone, just chilling, doing my thing. And I have all these Twitter notifications. I'm like, what is going on? Because I don't really tweet. Or at the time, at least, I didn't really tweet. It wasn't the life that I was living. So I pulled down on my screen to see what was going on. And there's a notification saying, Shane Dawson has followed you. To which I thought, the hell yes. That's not real. But sure enough, it was Shane Dawson. And that was the day that he posted the tweet saying who some of his favorite YouTubers are, and by some miracle I was included in that list. Screaming ensued, a lot of oh my gods, what? There was a lot of that. To say it was unexpected is probably the biggest understatement that I could ever come up with, because not in a million years would have I even dreamed of that happening. It just was not on my radar. So incredibly grateful, incredibly, I can't even talk, incredibly shocked, surprised, the whole gamut. So, of course people saw that. So I went from having about 50 Twitter followers to 250 in the span of 2 days, I think it was. So I was like, well, I'm either gonna seriously disappoint 200 people, or I can start making an effort. So that's what I've been doing. I've been sort of figuring it all out. I'm aware of what Twitter is. It's just, I never really had much to say with it. So I'm actually enjoying it until I come across hyper opinionated people. The people who feel that it's their civic duty to tell people when to have children. I don't understand that, especially if you're a guy, your opinion is completely invalid. I'm sorry, unless you're married to me. Unless you are making babies with the woman that you are talking about the timing with, shut your pie hole. Not your place. So at any rate, there is no shortage of infuriating people on Twitter, but for the most part, I'm enjoying this little adventure. I took a week off work and hung out with my daughter Aspen. We did some sightseeing things down in Toronto. If you ever go to Toronto, make a stop at the Ripley's Aquarium because it's so amazing. I'll pop a couple little pictures in here. I've been before, but it was when Aspen turned 2, so it's been 5 years, and it is just absolutely, it's so cool. It's so cool. And we did the CN Tower, which I haven't done in probably 20 years. And Aspen, the fearless little devil that she is, she's walking on the glass floor. She's asking if we can do the skywalk thing where you actually go outside of the building. No. So we did that. And in that week, work decided to explode, basically. So I came back the following week with no end of fires to put out. My inbox was hovering around the 200 email mark, which depending on the industry you're in, that may or may not be a shocking number. For me, that's pretty much 200 emails that I have to do active work on for the most part. So it's been a lot. I still have 40 still to deal with. I just can't get through them all. And it's been insane, absolutely insane. And in amongst all of that, Bennett got sick at daycare, brought it home. So of course I got it as well. I still have a bit of a lingering cough from it, but I don't feel bad now, which is good. But it was just really something that I didn't have the time to deal with. but had no choice in the matter, so you do what you gotta do. So July, mid-July call it, it doesn't matter what day it was, honestly it doesn't matter. I had to do something called a sleep study, which is very euphemistic. The other word for it would be torture, basically. So I figure, okay, I go off and I'll sleep somewhere. No big deal. Oh, my friend, if you've never had one, it's hell. It's hell. So I had to show up, what time? 8 o'clock at night. So I had to show up at 8 o'clock at night. They check me in, take me to, it's like not a hotel room, it's like a hospital room, private. It's got its own little bathroom, sink, little bed. That is it. Like there's no TV, there's no anything else. 11:30 he comes back. And so begins the process. So I have to sit on a chair and he brings out this conductive jelly and has to attach electrodes to my scalp with said jelly. Like 4 different electrodes throughout my head. Okay, no big deal. There's wires coming off of them. Then he has to attach them like here. And then there's one that goes over here and it's like taped on. It's basically, I think, like a microphone, to be honest. And then there are some on my jaw to see if I'm clenching my jaw. And then there's like the regular EKG ones. This is a little bit too light for me. That's a bummer. It's that new Stay Naked concealer from Urban Decay. And I got 30 NY, 30 neutral yellow, I think. But it's a little bit too light. It's workable. Anyways, so I have electrodes here. I have 2 on my chest. I have 1 on my side, 1 on each leg. And then, as if that's not, you know, indignity enough. Then he says, so do you normally breathe through your nose or breathe through your mouth at night? And I said, well, I think I normally breathe through my mouth. And he goes, that's too bad. That's not what I want to hear, but now you've said it, why is that too bad? Because it means that I have additional wires that need to be attached. So he brings out a really thin bit of tubing, I guess, like plastic tubing, and it's got almost metallic kind of probes sticking up the nostrils, which tickled like a mother effer, and then didn't tickle anymore and just felt really effing uncomfortable. He says, okay, so that's what we have to put in for people who breathe through their nose. Now here's the other one for people who breathe through their mouth. Thicker, so if you think of like people in hospital that are actually having oxygen, that kind of thickness, so that comes around, more probes up my nose. And then another delightful little one, kind of hooked, if you can like see like that, and resting on my lip. Like at first it was above and that was actually kind of painful, so I had to move it so it sat like here, so it was kind of not like there wasn't a lot of pressure on it, but it kind of held my mouth open. And then he says, okay, well, lie back, try not to move too much because there's all these wires, and if anything comes unattached, then we have to come in and reattach it because they all monitor different things that are going on in my body while I'm trying to sleep. So he says, just lie on your back, which I am not a back sleeper. I do not fall asleep on my back. So I lie there. He says, okay, well, we're going to turn the lights off, but here's the camera that's going to be watching you. So now I'm aware that not only are people listening to me and watching every vital statistic in my body, but now they're actually watching me while I sleep. F that. F that. So after about half an hour or so, I just gave up and rolled over onto my side. So of course, immediately he walks back in because I've managed to untether 2 of the friggin' things. So he leaves the room, I readjust my leg and he has to come back in. So now he's brought tape. So I've got like mountains of tape all over me. Also allergic to adhesive. So that was super fun. I think it took an hour or so to fall asleep, and then maybe 2 hours later I was up. It was like 3 in the morning. I was up. That was the end of it. So I literally have to call out in the dark, "Can somebody bring me water, please?" And I also have to go to the bathroom. Indignity. So they come in, they have to unhook all these wires from a little box on the wall, strap it literally with a rope around my neck, and then hoist like what seemed like 400 effing wires into my hand. And they're like, "Okay, go to the bathroom, but don't trip on your wires." I just might drown myself in the toilet to escape this particular hell, just so you know. So 5 a.m. shortly after, they finally come in and they're like, "You didn't sleep very much." Does anybody? Like, how could anybody possibly be like, "You know what, this shit's relaxing. I would like to do this again, please." No. So fast forward to just recently, a few days ago, I had to go back to the internist to discuss the results of this torture session. And I honestly didn't think that I'd actually get any results, and I thought he was going to say, "You're going to have to do it again," to which I would have said, "You're going to have to catch me first." But apparently they did get results, and they're not great. He sat me down and said that I have severe sleep apnea. So if you're not familiar with sleep apnea, the short and long of it is that your airway collapses while you sleep, and it reduces your oxygen levels and basically stops you from breathing. So your body's constantly waking up. So anytime you have these, they call them events, your body wakes up. You might not necessarily be aware of it, but it's preventing you from getting into like that really deep sleep and all that kind of thing, which is why people who have sleep apnea are often very exhausted, because they're just not getting the quality of sleep that they need, and their oxygen levels are consistently lower during the night, and a whole thing. It's got a whole whack of really bad side effects. It's more than just being tired. It can increase the risks for heart attack and stroke. There's some research says that it can dramatically increase risks of cancer, depression, obesity, anxiety, irritability, all of those kind of things. So not great. So he says, "What do we do about this?" He says that I have to get a CPAP machine. So I get to be Darth Vader. Yeah. Back it up just a second. The qualifier for severe is if you have 30 events or more in an hour. I average just under 43. So 43 times in an hour, my body is basically waking up because my airway is collapsing. So that's not good. Hence, I need this machine, which basically gently blows air into your airway to keep it open so that you get the kind of sleep that you need. So I have an appointment next week to go get fitted for one of these fucking machines. And I have to do the sleep study again. Awesome. I get to wait until November to do it, but now I have to do it with the mask, so yet another thing attached to my face. Yeah, and I am not even a little bit excited about that, not even a smidge. I was devastated to learn that. Not so much the study, yes, the study, but to learn that I have not only sleep apnea, but that it is severe. And that it's as severe as it is. Like, he was scared for me, which is horrifying. Like, your doctor shouldn't be scared. So I'm taking it very seriously. I texted Barry, and because I am the rational human being that I am, I told him that he should leave me, that he deserves a healthy life, and that he will never find me attractive again, because I'm going to have a pig snout fucking mask attached to me every time we go to bed. So get out while the going's good. which of course he told me that I'm a foolish woman, that he loves me, he'll always love me, he will always find me attractive, blah, 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 and stop being an idiot. In much kinder words, but I was very, very upset about it all. I'm very embarrassed about it all. I'm very angry at myself about it all because the primary reason for this is my weight. So, yeah. So that takes us to a few days after learning that little bit of news. And I had my final round of meetings with the bariatric team. So I don't know what it's like in the States, but here in Canada, it's like a whole program. There are only certain hospitals that actually perform bariatric surgery. If you haven't watched my bariatric video, gastric bypass, weight loss surgery, that's what it is. And you have to go through a whole bunch of different appointments. You don't just walk in and say, hey, I'd like to get this done, and then they book you. You have to be approved by 5 different professionals, basically. So the internist has approved me, the surgeon has approved me. So 2 days ago at this point, I went back on down to the bariatric clinic at the hospital, and I met with a dietitian, a social worker, and a nurse. So the dietitian was first, then I met with the social worker. And he was lovely, he was, but he said the thing that I fear the most. Sorry, I'm roasting to death, so I gotta put my hair up. So we're talking about behaviors and habits and all that kind of thing. And I have a very difficult time talking about it. I am just so embarrassed, and I'm trying to be honest with him because I feel like that's only going to help me. Like if I lie to these people, it just doesn't make any sense because it's counterproductive and it's not going to help. And that is what their job is. And they work specifically in a bariatric clinic, so it's not like they haven't seen overweight people before. And I'm sure that, you know, a lot of people who are in the same boat as I am have the same kind of behaviors. So I'm talking to him about what I view as probably being a binge eating disorder. I can make great choices during the day, but at night it all kind of falls apart. And that has been a consistent habit for as long as I can remember. And he says, well, I mean, you're a well-educated person, you're intelligent, you're a professional. I'm sure you can figure out how to stop that. That is not a helpful thing to say to somebody who feels like they don't have control over themselves. People are not overweight because they're dumb, and people don't lose weight because they're smart. Those are not factors that play into it. There is so much more. And yes, it all stems from the brain as far as I'm concerned, but not in the intelligence sphere. So that was a blow to me because while I logically know that it has nothing to do with intelligence or that I'm dumb because I've let myself get to this point, that I've done this to myself, it's still the voice in my head is like, that is the go-to, like, you're so stupid, how did you do this? And it's not, like, I know that it's not, but it's really hard to balance those two things out. Like, it's not like I'm eating shitty foods and not being aware that they're shitty. I mean, that's kind of like saying to somebody who's addicted to cocaine or something, like, well, you're smart, just snap out of it. Like, it's... So I wasn't too impressed with that aspect, but managed to not let it unravel me, so that's good. But he did approve me, and I didn't think that the social worker was going to approve me. So yeah, so he approved me. He said I would probably benefit from finding a counselor who deals with binge eating, which I don't disagree with. I just have to find one. And honestly, it's so weird because like, I will edit this, I will put it onto the internet, and untold numbers of people are going to see it. And that doesn't bother me. Like, it genuinely doesn't bother me. But sitting in a room, a private room, one-on-one with one person who is educated in the realm of actually helping me with my problem horrifies me. Again, I can't explain the logic or lack thereof that's up here. I don't know. It's so far beyond just losing weight so that I only have one chin, or so that I can, you know, wear smaller clothes or whatever. This is quite literally life or death. I am slowly killing myself, and I am not even 40. So I don't want to live my life unhealthy. I don't want to have a shitty quality of life. Like, I don't want to do that to myself anymore. So I really am viewing this surgery as a tool. It is not a magic wand. It is not an easy road, but it is a tool. And it is going to be quite literally a life-saving tool for me. So I am very excited to get it done. So now I am going to call, like, Monday is a holiday here. It's civic holiday. It's like a made-up holiday, but I'll take it. It means I don't have to go to work. So I'm gonna call on Tuesday because I've been camping for the last 2 days. I had to escape. I needed to be surrounded by nature. I have been so stressed all month and just no patience for anything, least of all myself. And I just needed to escape. So Barry watched the kids for 2 days while I lived in a tent. Which was incredible and amazing, and I'm so grateful to have such an amazing, amazing partner and husband. So, I just distracted myself. Yes, so I'm gonna call the surgeon's office on Tuesday, and I can't remember if they will give me a date over the phone or if I have to go in to meet with him once more. I can't remember, but hopefully I'm going to get a surgery date very soon, and the surgery date will potentially be like 6 months out. I'm not sure. I'm hoping for sooner, but I am prepared to wait. Yeah, I you know what, I'm excited about it. It is, I mean, it's surgery, it's scary. Surgery is always scary, general anesthetic, like the whole 9 yards. But the recovery time is actually pretty minimal. They've recommended that I take 3 weeks off, which is hard because I am self-employed, so I don't have the benefit of employment insurance or anything like that, or sick leave benefits or anything, but I will save up for it. I am lucky in that I'm able to do that. I'm lucky that I'm able to take 3 weeks off, potentially even more if I need to, that I have a really good partner at work, and our associate lawyer is amazing as well, so I know that my files are going to be in good hands. I don't have to stress about any of that, so I'm really, really lucky on many fronts. I'm also very lucky that I'm Canadian. I don't pay for this surgery out of pocket, which if I had to, it would probably be in the tens of thousands range, just knowing what like lap band surgeries cost here in Ontario privately. And I would never be able to go forward with something that expensive. So I am very grateful. The recovery itself, I'm not particularly concerned about, to be honest. Like, it's laparoscopic, so from the outside, it heals very quickly. I think it's like 3 little pinhole incisions that they do, so it's not a big deal. Emotionally, that's where I'm a little bit more concerned, but I have an amazing support network, and I have you guys as well, and you guys are always so amazing, and I always feel like it sounds super cheesy when I say that, but your comments, especially on that bariatric surgery video that I posted, like, I felt so so vulnerable posting that, and you were all incredible, incredible, incredible people. And I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. It's amazing the power that one sentence can have. So, and that swings both ways, negative and positive. And I'm incredibly grateful that you guys are so supportive and so kind and just so lovely. Thank you. Genuinely, honestly, truly, thank you. So that's sort of where I'm at with the surgery right now. I am still in a bit of a holding pattern because I got to get the surgery date. But I'm excited about it. Like, I'm terrified, but I'm excited about it because I'm excited to know what my life is going to be like post-surgery. Freeing up the mental space from like constantly berating myself or feeling self-conscious, all that kind of thing. I am working really hard on it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a body. Like, when you guys are watching these videos, yes, you see me, but you're not tuning in to watch my body. It's not that kind of channel. You know, and it's my personality, and our personalities and our character is what is most important and what is most defining. And I would, you know, hope that at my funeral, people are like, you know what, she was really kind, she was really thoughtful, not, she was a size 10. Like, fucking, who cares? There are so many more important things to be in life than skinny. Healthy, yes, I want to be healthy, but it's not about the body, like, it's not about the size. And I'm trying very hard to learn to forgive myself and accept myself. Because honestly, when I look at other people, I'm not like picking them apart for their physique. Yet I do it to myself, and that's unfair, and I'm working on that. So there we are. All right, so now that I've updated you guys on all of that and sort of explained where I've been for the last couple of weeks, I just want to talk a little bit about this channel and my plans for it. Nothing major, don't worry, but like, Shane Dawson's tweet has like opened up a whole new world for me. And like, he follows me on Twitter and Instagram. I believe he's subscribed to this channel, I'm not quite sure, but if he's listed me in his top 4 or one of his top 4 favorites, I suspect that he's subscribed, which, like, honest to God, blows my mind. Like, I would love to know what it was, like what video it was that he saw of mine that drew him here. Like, I just, mind blown, absolutely mind blown. Chen Gerard follows and watches and comments on my videos, and again, in my wildest dreams, that was not something that I would ever have been like, I would love for the owner of Gerard Cosmetics to follow me. I think that's attainable. Like, those things don't even pop into my mind. Like, they truly, truly don't. And, you know, I just got a DM the other day from Shane Dawson himself, and I nearly, like, I was on a campsite and I'm just like, like, just losing my mind. Michelle Wong now, like, we follow each other on Twitter and we kind of interact, and I'm just like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Hannah from Smoky Glow, like, we have chatted together on Instagram and Twitter, and she's so lovely. And I love her channel. And I just, like, that would not have happened had the catalyst of Shane's tweet not occurred. So yes, my channel has had a lot of growth this month. And like Twitter and all that kind of thing. But you know, initially I was like, oh shit, now I gotta do a good job. Like, it was scary, like, seeing the subscriber number grow so quickly for me was a little nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little nerve-wracking because I feel safe with, like, the OGs here. You know who you are. And it's not that I don't feel safe with the new guys, but I'm like, you guys don't know all my quirks. You might have high expectations and I may not quite meet them because I'm just me. Like, I'm me. I'm an overweight 39-year-old working mother of 2, and that's okay. I bring something different to the table than, you know, like the svelte 21-year-olds. I bring something different. I have different perspectives, different life experiences. There's room for everybody, and I'm not knocking myself or anybody else who is outside of the cookie cutter, if you know what I mean. But one of you, was it you, Christina? I think it was Christina. I think it was. Sent a comment saying, don't let this like stress you out. Just stay who you are, keep doing what you're doing, enjoy. And I'm like, you know me so well. It's insane to me that you know me so well, because that was exactly my thought process. But here's the thing. I started this channel because I love makeup, and I still love makeup. I don't like liquid eyeliner right at this moment, not when I'm talking at any rate. And that has not changed. And I never wanted to be a character. So I never wanted to create a YouTube persona and just display that when I'm here and then go back to my normal regular self when the camera is off. That was never anything that I wanted to do, and I have not done that. What you see is what you get. If you meet me in real life, I'm a sarcastic, swearing, witty person. That's just who I am. So that's all I know how to be. I've been like this forever. I don't intend to change. So there it is. But I do want to find a good balance. Not even so much in terms of what the content is. Sorry, it's so hard to talk and do this at the same time. Oh, balls, come on. Okay, we can fix it. It's salvageable. We'll fix it. Son of a bitch. Okay. It's okay. We're gonna live. It's gonna be fine. We'll get through this together. So, I do want to find a balance in terms of frequency of posting, because there are weeks where I can like go hard and I'll post like 5 videos in a week. And then I burn myself out and then I post like 1 or 2 the next week. So I don't want to be that inconsistent. So I'm going to try to actually follow an upload schedule. So my goal is to try to do new releases on Sundays and then do other content Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. If I could commit to a certain time for those, then that would be spectacular. But let me just work out the days first before we start getting super picky about times. And if 4 a week becomes, like if it becomes evident to me that that's too hard to sustain week to week, then I'm gonna scale it down and maybe take out the Thursday video and maybe move Tuesday to Wednesday so that I'm doing Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, something like that. Oh my god, it smells so good. This is I just got like a little mini Slay all day from Gerard Cosmetics, and it's the peach one, and it smells so good. Burns my eyes a little bit, not gonna lie, but it smells so good. Okay, so I think that's what I want to talk about. I haven't carved out a niche for myself in this channel. Like, I'm not all commentary, all tutorials, all reviews. I'm kind of a mixed bag, and I think that's going to remain because I can't commit myself to just one area. I like having a little mixed bag. So anyways, I have rambled for a horrifically long time. If you've made it through to the end, you are a superhero. Your cape is in the mail. That's it. That is it, guys. Thank you so much just for being there. Thank you so much for being patient with me while I was just dealing with one crisis after another this entire month. So I'm excited about the future of this channel. I am very excited about what I'm going to call my health journey. It's not even so much about the surgery, it's about the life after the surgery. And I'm really excited about that. I'm scared, still feel incredibly vulnerable about it, but it's going to change my life in so many ways, and I am just so excited to just get there, get it done, and really start living. So that's all I gotta say today. Thank you guys so much for taking the time, not only to watch this video, because I know it is long, but to vote in those little polls that I put up on my community tab, because it really does help me sort of prioritize what to film. Nobody wanted to see a tag video, which fair enough, but I'm probably gonna film one because they're fun to film and I enjoy watching them. So I'm sure that if I post one, there are gonna be people who get a kick out of watching them, but it does really help me out in terms of prioritizing what to film. So this was the one with the most votes. So here we are. All right, guys, I will release you. But like I said, thank you for taking the time to watch. I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.